This is a quick video on how to build a list of old leads. It's very similar to how to build a report on old leads, but lists have inherent advantages that reports do not. So instead of hitting the report option where you would go to build a report, we're going to go ahead and select leads. And I want you to hit the word leads, not the drop down for leads. This will bring you to a list of typically recently viewed leads. And we don't want recently viewed, we actually want all the leads. So you're going to hit that drop down caret right there, and you're going to go ahead and select all open leads. It may say all leads instead. Once you have that selected, you should see a long list of leads, but if you don't, there could be an additional filter that has been placed on your list that we can fix here in a moment. But assuming you have a list of leads already present, you're going to go ahead and hit the filter icon. Even if you don't, this next step is what you would do anyway. So you're going to go ahead and select that filter icon. If you don't have a list of leads, it's likely because you have an additional filter on that right side there. So if you have any filters on there, you can just hit remove all. But for that filter by owner, we want it to be all leads, not just a particular lead owner. Once that's set, you're going to go ahead and select add filter. And the standard is going to be the very first alphabetically. It's going to be annual revenue, I believe. We don't want annual revenue. We're actually going to make it last activity. So you're going to hit that drop down and you're going to find last activity. And because we're looking for basically when was this last activity, and we want to filter for all those leads whose last activity was before a certain date. Because of that, you're going to change the operator not from equal, but you're going to change it to less than. So we're going to look for anybody who hasn't been engaged with in a before a certain date. Or excuse me, after a certain date, I guess. And we're going to use a relative date, which is going to be last 3 weeks in this case. This is simply because I don't have a long list of leads, and many of mine have been engaged within a period of time. For your company, my preference personally is that this is last 3 months or last 6 months. That would be my go-to for a standard actual non-fictional company. But for our sake today, I'm going to use last 3 weeks. And then once you have that selected and written, you're going to go ahead and select done. Once that's in, go ahead and hit save. And this should give you all your leads in here. There's a problem though. I can't verify anything. If you notice the columns, we have name, company, state, which you can't really see, email, lead status, created date. I believe that's owner. I don't know what the U is for, and then city. These are all great, but I actually want to verify that the last activity actually fits what I'm looking for. So you're going to select that little gearbox right there, and we're going to drop down to the select fields to display. So this just changes the columns, or allows you to change the columns that you see. This box will appear, and I want you to get rid of lead status, created date, owner alias, and unread by owner. And what you can do is go ahead and click on those. You can use your control button or your shift button to highlight multiple at a time. And then once they're highlighted, hit that left arrow. What you're going to do is move it from visible over to available. And then I want you to go find on the available fields, you find last activity, hit the right arrow to bring it over to visible fields, and then go ahead and hit save. And now, once you have that, you've simplified it to where you just have name, company, state, email, city, and last activity. And you'll see this last activity is less than 3 weeks ago. So everything looks good. And then now we get to the reason why we'd want to do a list rather than a report. It's these check boxes right here. So there's a full list of checkboxes. The top one is your check all checkbox, and then each one below that is an individual checkbox for each lead. So I'm going to go ahead and check all, and then once I do that, I can go ahead into this far right. There's a little caret icon, which gives me some options, and I can change owner depending on your permissions. You can send a list email, which is what we're going to do. And once you do that, if you have any email templates or anything like that, you can go ahead and add an email template with new marketing material, new check-in, whatever it might be, to this full list of leads that haven't been contacted in a period of time. So this is the reason why you'd want to, or one of the reasons why you'd want to have a list rather than a report, is simply you can actually perform an action on the list that you're looking at. We're going to have a few more related videos. One is for how to create a report on similar data. One is how to do this for contacts, and one is also how to create those templates that you might send in a list email.